All right. Once again, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be in this bright and wonderful world we live in. It is the Aloha Hour. And might go a little over an hour because I'm doing a live draw until I'm done. We are here with Edwin Boyette, our humble co-host.
Aloha.
And today's special guest, the magnificent and marvelous Gary Shipman.
Hello.
That's Gary. And that's all you're going to be seeing of our middle-aged faces for the next hour, because I'm going to be sharing my screen to do the live drawing. Hide this little doohickey and zippity doodah. So what I've got here, ladies and gents, is what you call a breakdown. A breakdown is sort of a loose rendering of a drawing. Hey guys, my son's actually playing Fortnite and talking to somebody online in the background. So this is what I'd consider a breakdown. Now, technically, I can go to inks from this, but then I'm doing a lot of thinking in ink, and I'd rather not have to think when I ink. So I'm going to knock this layer out down to about 27% works. And then I'm going to do a, let's see, let me use a size 5. I'm going to do a tighter rendering. Isaac, I can hear you really, really loud. I guess technically you don't hear people loud, but whatever. And so, oh, someone just messaged me that I'm over. That can't be true. Let me check.
Why did you cross over? Did you cross over a threshold?
Let me check my Indiegogo.
Not gonna drop all at once.
27,828. So actually, we moved the needle quite a bit today. I don't know. Maybe we can promote this thing and get us over 28,000 by the end of the live stream. Who knows?
Where did we start the day at? Where was LONESTAR
at? Just shy of 27.5. So we've moved up a little over $300 thanks to Mitch and his stream. Yeah, it was, it didn't move much while I was at San Diego. So okay, Micah, Isaac, I'm gonna kick you out of the room if you don't stop talking that loud. Understand me? Okay. You guys can hear him, right?
Yeah. It's a good conversation. All about, how you doing, boys?
Doing well. Gary, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the Aloha Hour. Have you watched any of our Aloha Hours? Do you know what the gig is here?
Are you asking me?
I am asking you.
I've popped in just briefly, but no, I don't know what the gig is. So let me know.
Okay. Edwin, explain the gig to Gary.
Well, so the Aloha Hour is a nice little hour. Sometimes a little bit of manly fellowship. We're going to talk about LONESTAR a little bit. We're going to talk about Comicsgate, but it's generally pretty mellow. And then we spend some time talking to our chat. Now, our chat is a special group, and we love everybody, but we particularly love the LONESTAR Squadron. And the LONESTAR Squadron are the people that have had faith in Mike and have bought into the Blacklist universe and have contributed to the Indiegogo. So if you hear us call out for the serial numbers or post your numbers, that's their serial numbers for the LONESTAR Squadron.
All right.
And we're really chill. This isn't a bash anybody hour or a getting mad about everything kind of. This is like the dessert on the YouTube cacophony of YouTube anger that people usually have to deal with throughout the day. So it's a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah, unwind, get comfy, get you comfy.
We're a sorbet.
All right, that's cool. I see a lot of people on the chat that are, well, I have just a few people that come over on my chat, but I see them like Lego Ghost, Blue Boy, Chester, Grant Hall, Nick P. Good to see all you guys.
I feel like you're looking through a little mirror thing.
Does that help? Oh, I'm
You
looking
remember-
through a mirror.
Remember Romper Room? Remember the opening of Romper Room? I see
Yeah.
Sally and I see Johnny. Oh, and there's Joe over there.
That's right.
We are old.
And so, if anybody is unfamiliar with Mr. Gary Shipman, he's got his own YouTube channel, and he has been exploring his Packins Land title. And I kind of like Packins Land. I'm still getting to know it. It's a very family friendly, a very human friendly series.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of nonsense in it. It's got some good, solid adventure elements, but it doesn't have any. And I might use sterner language than Mr. Shipman used. It is degeneracy free.
Well, thank you
Yes.
very much. Thank you. I appreciate that little plug.
Gary, why don't you give us a little plug for Packins Land? What's your elevator pitch, buddy?
I actually, it's cool to be doing this again. All the stuff that's been going on with Comicsgate has kind of given me a boost of encouragement, I guess, to do it. You helped tremendously, Mike. You've always encouraged me with Packins Land, and I appreciate that. But so I'm just sort of beginning again now, and I'm trying to see if there is an audience out there now to do Packins Land again. So that's where I'm at right now. Not so much a pitch on what the story's about. I mean, I could give you that too, but right now I'm just trying to find if there's interest out there.
Right. Well, pitch the story too. You've had 25 years to work on your elevator pitch. Let's hear it.
Anyways, here's a picture of Packins Land.
Oh no, this is all me, man. You can't. There's no drawing. You have to tell us. Use your magical words.
Use words. I can't use pictures. Okay. So anyways, it's about a boy named Paul who goes into a magical world called Packins Land, where he is befriended by extraordinary talking animals who are on a quest of their own to find their lost king. And Paul's on a quest to find his way home. And that is the beginning. That's a little synopsis of what happens. And from there, it's just adventure.
All right. So hijinks ensue, as I am fond of saying. Ooh, echo. Somebody's echoing.
It's not me. It may be a YouTube artifact.
Test. Okay, it's gone.
I was going to say you may need to freeze it on your screen since you're going to be doing the drawing, because it's flipping over to me and Gary as we're talking.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well then, Gary, you could have been showing your screen, but now you can't.
Okay. So here it is.
All right, let me click it on yours.
Story about a boy who goes to a magical world called Packins Land.
Start all over, right from the beginning. Everybody, Gary, it's Gary Shipman. Is that that's the title of your YouTube channel?
I think that my actual name, I don't understand the way that it works, but my actual name is Mr. G Ship. Like if you search that, it would pop up, but wouldn't it pop up if you just typed in Gary Shipman too? Like if you're searching in YouTube?
I'll put a link in the description later.
I can find it via searching for Packins Land, and I'll tweet you out on Twitter after we get done streaming.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Right on. Get it on.
We gotta work on your sales pitch though, Gary, because it's a neat story. It kind of has some elements of C.S. Lewis, a little bit of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. How much of Packins Land is Christian allegory, and how much of it is just straightforward, just just a boy having an adventure?
Wow. I percentages is kind of hard. Everything that I do in it, I'm trying to pull in that allegory, trying to pull in something that has a meaning and a purpose and morality. But I'm not trying to be preachy about it. So
Right.
I don't say it's a Christian comic book.
You're not directly proselytizing with it, but you know, even the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, it was allegorical. But was it? Yeah, nobody would really say it was proselytation, would they?
No.
Yeah.
Right. So it's probably in the same vein as that.
Right. And I've been looking at some of the panels you've been drawing. It looks like you have refreshed your artistic style a little bit. You've updated your style slightly since your last run on Packins Land.
Yeah, I would say very much. I've taken quite a step forward. It's been quite a number of years since I've
been watching my how to draw videos.
I've been brushing up, watching Mike's tutorials.
Mr. Miller teaches you how to professional, but you've had quite an extensive career yourself. I think I was looking at some of your, maybe it was the Wikipedia that referenced some of the stuff that you have been doing. Looked like you'd done some stuff for like recently for some trading cards. Looked like you had something. Did you have something with ILM or LucasArts? Who did you have some kind of?
I did some prints. Basically, I was supposed to do like everything in the Disney catalog, even the Lucasfilm stuff. But that ended, and so I only did like I did a Beauty and the Beast piece for Disney, for people that license it, and they did limited edition prints. And I did an Indiana Jones, and all of it had to go to like through Disney and then through Lucasfilm to be approved. So it has that legitimacy to it, I guess. And so, and then I did some Marvel pieces. I did like Spider-Man, Hulk, and Captain America that they made into limited editions on canvas and things like that with a, certificate of authenticity and all that stuff.
And let me see how much I remember. About approximately half of the work you did on Packins Land was published under Caliber Press. And if I recall correctly, the guy who drew or came up with the Warlord somehow, was it Mike Grill? Was that his name? Grill?
Yeah, Mike Grill.
Yeah.
Yeah, wound up at Caliber Press, and that kind of started the downfall of Caliber Press, I think, if I remember the story correctly. And then it appeared like another good portion of Packins Land got published under Image. Was that in the late 90s when it got published under Image?
Only one issue was published through Image, and it was actually the final issue that we've done. So not that ended the story. It was supposed to be a new beginning there, but it didn't go. We couldn't do it.
And so, was that because Image charged you too many fees and you didn't make any money?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so, nobody really talks about that.
So it kind of
going through Image is not a very lucrative deal for most people.
And so if you picked up Packins Land, would you restart and retell the story with updated art, or do you have a new entry point to the stories that you want to tell where you want to pick up at?
I have a new entry point. I wouldn't mind going back and redrawing everything again, but I've had friends tell me that it isn't necessary. If I was to just maybe collect all the old stuff into like a giant
omnibus.
Volume. Yeah, omnibus or something, and then just pick up where we left off, and or where I want to enter again with new stuff, new story. And so it looks like that's the way I'm heading. But we're trying to build a fan base. That's what Mike said that I need to do. I'm trying to follow that advice, and it seems like it's growing little by little.
What are you up to now?
I think 415 on subscribers on YouTube.
All right.
And so here's a little plug for my YouTube channel. If you come over and you subscribe, when we reach 500, I'm going to be giving away an original piece of artwork to one of my subscribers. So if you want to come on over, I mean, a lot of you guys already are. So it's like,
what do you mean? That was the draw. That's why they came here, just to see you. Well,
awesome.
Hear you, I guess.
Yes.
Well, if you've got YouTube open, at least on a computer, you can see Gary and my tiny little heads. Down.
Oh, wow. That's showing. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
And so Packins Land looks absolutely nothing like what you see on the screen here.
Right.
Yeah. This is...
What was the bear's name? What was the bear's name?
Mr. Brambles.
Mr. Brambles. I do remember you telling a story about how you had an alternative cover done, and on the cover, Mr. Brambles' head is as wide as the page, and the characters in front of Mr. Brambles are not in the appropriate scale with Mr. Brambles, and so it looks like Mr. Brambles is essentially King Kong size and is about to eat his two friends.
Right. Yeah. Actually, that was Jeff Smith, the creator and artist of Bone, did that. And I think that, I mean, he was actually asked by Caliber, they were publishing it at the time, if he would do it, and he reluctantly did it because he was saying, it isn't my property, it's Gary's property, he should do it. And they said, but we want you to do it, because Bone was really popular at the time, and they thought that it could get some new kind of traction if he did the art for the cover, for a variant cover.
Those are kind of different audiences, though, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so. But I think that they felt that it was similar enough.
Right.
Yeah, you could get some crossover there. Yeah. I would think.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt, that's for sure.
Well,
so are you still friends with him?
I never got to meet him. I only met him. I met him maybe like 6 years ago. I was at a convention. The same publisher, Gary Reed. He was the publisher of Caliber. He's since passed away. He passed away a few years ago. We had some bad water, I guess you say, between us because he wasn't able to pay me for Packins Land stuff that had been published and they made the profits on, and he wasn't paying. So we had some problems there, but then he made good on it. A few years back, he kept pursuing me, saying, come to my convention. I have one in Detroit, more like Dearborn, but Detroit area. And he said he would, give me a table and give me a hotel room and do the whole deal, just trying to make things right. And I appreciated that he did that. And then Jeff Smith was there at that show, and we met each other. And then he said, yeah, I never wanted to do your cover. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. So me and Jeff Smith and I are not, friends. I mean, I met him one time, and he's doing his own thing.
Right. Alrighty then. Oh, there's my echo. Maybe I should just be quiet. That's all echo for me.
Sometimes I think that's just a YouTube artifact, though, because you're not doing anything differently with your headset, yeah?
No. And now it's gone. How weird. So Gary also did this really cool Star Trek book. What was that one called?
Fun with Kirk and Spock.
Yeah. And how did that do?
I don't know. I basically was just a gun for hire. So I don't get any royalties on it. I don't have any information on how well it did. It's apparently it's somewhere around its third printing, because it was in hardback, and then it went to second printing in hardback, and then now it's in at least a third printing in paperback.
Wow.
but I just got, the bad deal of an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I hear
So it was
that.
fun to do, though. I really enjoyed drawing the characters. It really took me back to old Star Trek, original series stuff.
And
Yep.
it looked great too.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy.
Well, the original Star Trek was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of that with my daughter. Introduced her to that. We never got to finish the series though. Just life got in the way.
Yeah. I was watching it with my daughter too. She's gotten it.
Oh, nice.
And I was surprised because I thought that she would like, more current things, even the newer version of it. But she really likes it. So it's
how old
fun.
is she?
She's 21.
Oh. You just started watching it with her?
No, it was some years ago, but I was surprised that she took to it,
Right.
Well, some of it holds up pretty well because it's well told stories. Yeah, I mean some of the special effects are dated and such.
Sure.
But like a classically written story can have an evergreen quality to it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I feel too that like with Leonard Nimoy, he was so committed to that role of Spock that when I think of him, I think, no, he is Spock. That is a real person named Spock. But he's not. It's an actor named Leonard Nimoy who's playing Spock. But it's synonymous.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Maybe he
Embodies
didn't
them all.
it here. Because didn't they come back to record the whale song? So maybe it is Spock. And he just hid out playing as an actor and lived out his life, pretending to be an actor.
Hey, did you guys know where he came up with the live long and prosper sign, the hand sign?
Oh, what is the hand sign from?
Oh, wait, Gary knows.
Yeah, he was in I guess a synagogue or something, and that the priests were blessing them, and either the parents or the priest said to close their eyes, and they were going to give a blessing, and he opened his eyes and he saw them putting their hands up with like the Vulcan live long and prosper sign and kind of blessing the congregation, and he said it always stuck with him and it made quite an impression.
Yeah, that's right. That's cool, huh?
That's right. I had forgotten. I had forgotten that Leonard Nimoy was a Jewish man. I had forgotten all about that. He did some like wackadoodle stuff in the 70s. Have you ever seen that? Yeah, the Baggins song. Oh.
Yeah. He also one of the last.
I think I did. Yeah, I did.
One of the last projects that he worked on, and I want to see it really bad, is a thing on Israel, and it's he does like the narration or something for a documentary on Israel.
What was that like? What was that documentary series that he narrated back in like the 80s?
The science series, or
yeah.
Oh, all right.
Science or like science like weird science type stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna make me pull up. All right, here we go. See if
somebody in the chat knows.
Okay, we'll see. Chat, what was the kind of like science show that Leonard Nimoy was involved in? Was Unexplained in the title?
I don't remember. I just remember hearing him like as a kid.
Somebody's saying In Search Of.
In Search Of. That was it. In Search Of.
Somebody said the three of us should do a Twilight Zone series, so I'm going to give you the intro. And you can start thinking about what our first Twilight Zone story will be. You ready?
Sure.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space, and timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
Wow, I can't believe you have that memorized.
I did not. I did not. I totally cheated. I'm not afraid to cheat. I used to have some
I was
lines.
so impressed, and you squashed it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Whatever your opinion of me is, it should be much lower. It should be much lower.
All right, now look up the In Search of opening.
The In Search of opening. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine if this was like 35 years ago. This is like the stuff that so for those of us who grew up before the access to easy internet, or before internet, before like it was just, if you didn't work at a university, you didn't have internet, you had to go to a library, and barring that, you had to, like, maybe one of your friends had an encyclopedia. Otherwise, you just argued about stuff, and the argument might stretch on for like weeks because, you know, nobody could definitively prove something one way or the other. Let's see.
So, Gary, how late are you usually up?
Just lately, probably another hour.
Wow, that's like pretty late for you.
Yeah, 3.
Wow, why?
I don't know. Just been everything's changed since I've been doing the live streams.
Uh-huh.
And I've only been doing them for maybe 2 weeks or something. But it's sort of shifted everything. I have to change the way I work. You know, what I'm doing is I'm trying to do what I do during the day. And I'm just trying to stream it. You know, it's not really like it's a show or anything, but it ends up turning like into this interactive thing where people come on and we're having a good time, laughing, and, you know,
right.
Like a big family. It's cool.
Yeah, that's right. I dig it too.
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
It's fun, but and it's like they get to see the process too. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Right.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that started with Rod Serling. Rod Serling was a part of that.
Oh, I
did not remember that.
No, me either. Dude, I couldn't even think of the stinking name. So,
You're drawing here, Mike.
This is Ragnarok from Fortnite. Fortnite is it's like the most popular game in the freaking world right now.
Okay.
And I was gonna come on tonight and do a Lone Star drawing, but you know what? I'd rather save that for, you know, I don't want to just do some random Lone Star drawing. If I'm gonna draw Lone Star, I want to draw pages for Lone Star.
Right.
And that would require some other stuff going on. So I'm like, you know what? I want to do something that's going to grab new viewers. And Fortnite is like I said, the biggest video game in the world. And how-to videos are ridiculously popular on YouTube. So I'm like, how to draw Fortnite. And my kids play it all day, every day. And I'm a bad enough parent to allow them to. Yeah, they're playing it right now. It's 11:30 at night. And so they're expert at what is cool and what is important for Fortnite. And so I'm taking my cues from, I'm letting the children lead me.
A little child shall lead them.
And so, yeah, here, let me zoom out so you can see. This is Ragnarok. And I am doing, you know, like I said, I'm tightening up the breakdowns into pencils that I can then print out and ink with real legit inking tools. And then I'll get it over to a colorist to color so that I can just start on the next one. What's the next one I'm doing, guys? Drift? Drift it is. Hey, man, you listen to the kids. They're the ones, you know, they're the ones showing up at the cons.
That's why I did My Little Pony.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
How'd that do?
It did good. I was just making a joke, but yeah, I did do My Little Pony. And it did.
So did I.
Don't be afraid.
I did My Little Pony too, except My Little Pony, I made them more like real horses.
I feel like I want to see a picture with Gary with like a backwards baseball cap, some oversized sunglasses, and a skateboard. I think that would be a beautiful thing. Hello, fellow kids.
I'm cool too.
I'm down with it.
I'm down with your lingo.
We're going to have to start rehearsing our rap for the Christmas special. It's going to be Christmas gangster raps with the Miller family. So I'm trying to talk Mike Miller into doing like a Miller family Christmas special on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Because the kids are talented. His son can like edit these awesome videos, and his daughter sings, and the one boy can make like his entire arm up to his elbow vanish into his nose. It's an amazing.
Isaac was standing behind me, freaking picking his nose on a video, and Edwin made a comment on it.
Yeah, so we're gonna remind him about that periodically. That's the joy of live TV.
Yeah. Edwin, why don't you check out the chat and see if there's any good questions for any of us here?
Yeah, let me roll up some here. Rolling up. All right, so your moderator was plugging Mr. Shipman's YouTube channel and plugging, as always, the Lone Star Indiegogo page.
Anyone who has not yet contributed to Lone Star, please get over to lonestarcomic.com. That will take you directly to the Indiegogo.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Do I want to know?
Okay, in the pre-internet days, and this is according to Nat Denon, there was a particular stomach-churning and scurrilous story meme about Richard Gere, and probably everybody remembers that one. Yeah, we won't go into the details, but yeah, that's a pre-internet story. Yeah. They were talking about the type of stuff that got passed around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, what a different world it was, right?
Yeah.
A strange, different world. And it's funny because my dad was part of the world that, he was a computer engineer that whole time. So he was on networks and the internet, ages before anybody ever even heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And like, I can't remember what the groups were called. The
DARPA.
those particular. No, I can't. No. Darn, what were they called? CNET or?
Oh yeah. There was
something
CNET
like that.
and a couple of different things. Yeah, no, InfoServe or something like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah, he was always talking to other guys around the world, and taking up the phone line with the modem.
You've spent 5 hours downloading that 6 kilobyte pornographic image, and your mother picks up the phone and it's lost.
Yeah, he actually had he had a bit of that on his computer before the internet. Yeah, that's what they did. That's they invent this technology that allows them to transmit information around the world via phone line.
No.
And it's porn.
It
better not be porn. And it's porn.
Yeah. But okay, so I have memories. I have memories of being like at one of my friend's house when he was like, we must have been like 14, and he had like some early IBM. It must have been like, I don't even know if it was like a 286. It might have just been an 86. And we were downloading some particular image from a bulletin board, and it seems like we had to wait for like 20 minutes, and you get this grainy, low resolution image.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where it would slowly resolve, like where it would fill in for time.
It was like that scene out of that Kevin Costner movie. Was it No Way Out?
Yeah,
When they're trying to, get his image, and the computer is like de-resolutioning his or resolution. I don't know the word is, but trying to take a really bad image of him and turn it into something recognizable, and it's like takes the whole movie. Those were the days.
Going back to Chet. Oh, the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo Baggins, bravest little hobbit of them all. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. Spot getting down with the Go-Go Girls. Yes. Scrolling on down.
Scroll down for what?
Oh, ground. That was it sounded like a reference to Turn Down for What.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, you're getting all kinds of plugs for your YouTube channel, Gary.
Woohoo! Yeah, come on over.
They like me. They really like me.
Let's see. Back in my day, you had to walk 20 miles to get to the library. We had to know the Dewey Decimal System too. That was from Razmaz. Yeah. Everybody remember. Well, I remember the card catalog.
Yep.
Like you just had to flip through.
Oh, Edwin, Gary here is older than both of us.
All right.
How old are you guys? No. You guys are old.
I'm just always the freaking oldest guy in the room. It's like at comic conventions or at Comics Gate. It's like, why am I always the oldest guy? And then Gary, someone's like, Gary's 52. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh,
Gary has to be part of Comics Gate.
Tell him what he's won. You've won the home version of the Aloha Hour, Gary Shipman, and a lifetime supply of rice-a-roni, that San Francisco treat.
You've won high blood pressure and really high cholesterol levels. And a bit of gout.
Just a bit, though, huh? Just a touch of gout for flavor. You know what's funny? I work with a lot of Polynesians, right? Like, so we've got a lot of Hawaiians who work for us, a lot of Samoans, big boys.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are like, I call them kids. They're in their late 20s and they already have gout.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, gout is kind of like really, really common among Polynesians now. I guess it probably has to do with the diet, because I mean, we're really not all that much different than our ancestors, except for you. You're like a potpourri of DNA.
That's true. I'm a mixed bag.
What have we got here? Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day.
Donho, everyone. Donho.
Tiny bubbles
in my wine.
We used to call that as a cadence in the Army. That was a so you had two kind of cadences. You've got like a running cadence and a marching cadence, or a regular time and a double time. And yeah, we used to call
I don't know what I've been told.
But Gary Shipman is mighty old. Sorry, Gary. It just had a concept.
That's good. No. When I was your age, yeah.
Back in my day.
And Gary's like, I'll bury you all. You could see it in his eyes.
No.
What in the heck am I doing?
Remember Toys R
There we
Us.
go.
Oh, too soon.
Oh, that's too soon. That's
Yeah,
too soon.
too soon.
I don't want to grow up. I'm
Nope.
a Toys R Us kid.
I guess you won't.
There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. And I put that freaking hand in the wrong spot. That's kind of upsetting me.
So someone says that pure black cherry juice is a great remedy for gout. Yeah, I've heard that too. Chester Busby.
Yeah, a friend of mine
in the house.
did that. Happa Jap in his house. That's right. That's right. That's right. So, anything else new in... Gosh, I hate drawing a line through this. All right, there we go. All right, erase. I haven't been on Twitter much. Besides that terrible human being who can't but try to destroy my life. Anything else happening on Twitter?
Who's the horrible human being?
She whose name shall not be mentioned.
Yeah, we can do this with keeping it late. You know, Mike has a tendency, and I'm sure you know this, has a tendency to speak his mind and opine on things.
Who, Mike? This Mike?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever noticed that about him.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
And people can twist your words in all kinds of ways. So
I do it to him all the time.
Yeah, but not malevolently. Yeah, just good fun. Good. There's a difference between
it's
malicious
malevolent.
and good. He just mask it with that kindly face.
Yeah, Gary's
behind
actually
that
quite evil.
Gary is actually a Terminator robot, and this is just how he disguises himself.
I'm back.
Just kind of luring you in with this kindly appearance until he goes in for the kill, and then you're looking up at the sky, wondering what happened.
This is correct. You got it. You nailed it. You nailed it, man.
That's how I got Mike.
See, Gary understands the Aloha Hour exactly.
Yeah. So
So what? You got some guy who doesn't like you or something, or what?
no, she goes by she. She identifies as a she, her.
Oh, that's right.
It says that on her Twitter profile.
That's right. She lists her pronouns,
which is appropriate since she is a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, young woman. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just taking some stuff that I said. Actually, you know what? She's not even taking stuff that I said. She was
taking stuff that somebody else
said that I said.
Somebody else's opinion or interpretation of what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And she's posting that as gospel, and then trying to come at me every which way she can at every opportunity. Even so, in so much as what was the topic? It was James Gunn. She took the James Gunn thing, and tried to make it about me. Yeah.
Well, all right. So let me explain this gently to Mike, because I don't want to get too deep into like all that pedo discussion that's been going on. Because man, that stuff just feels like a gump punch if you contemplate that. But one of these Hollywood guys who was directing one of the Marvel movies, I guess 10 years ago or however long back, he just had a whole bunch of like poorly phrased jokes, and I don't even want to get into the jokes, but what he said was so bad that he ended up getting fired by Disney, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And so when some of us were talking about it, what these people tried to do was create this false parallel, these false equivalencies, and say, well, this YouTuber has said this, and this person on the right has said this that you like, so where's your principles now? But to get to that point, they have to create these false equivalencies. And she was so perturbed, or had decided to be so perturbed by what Mike had said, that she made this. You can tag a post on Twitter, right? So it's kind of permanent. So when anybody goes on your particular page, they will always see that post first. So on her page, she had tagged a post identifying which booth Mike was at, and telling people, that they might want to avoid Mike or whatever. It just kind of had a strange feel to it. It had a very strange feel to it. It was almost like she was trying to provoke some sort of altercation and kind of identify where Mike was going to be at the San Diego Comic Convention. And, anybody could find that by going to the San Diego Comic Convention page. So posting it there didn't necessarily make a lot of sense unless you kind of really wanted to point somebody out and draw some negative attention to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a little spooky.
Yeah, there was only one incident that I thought may have had something to do with that scenario, and it was this this young man who came up to my booth and shouted, "Are you Mike S. Miller?" But not in the way that my usual adoring fans do. In a really kind of a gruff sort of
confrontational.
Yeah, sort of confrontational, because he said it and then I said yeah, and then he just kind of walked away. I mean, I have fans. I don't want to be oh, I've got fans, but I've got fans that are very respectful of my body of work, and they'll be like, I can't believe you're here, or I can't believe I met, that kind of thing.
Right.
They're few and far between, but it's nice to have them. But no, this guy was just jumped into view, yelled that at the top of his voice, and then sauntered off, and I was like, that was weird. And so I was wondering if perhaps he was part of that cabal.
Okay, Mike, I have a confession to make.
Huh.
It was me.
You looked very Asian and young for
yeah,
that was a good costume. Excellent costume.
Thank you. Cosplay.
Yes. Cosplay. My young Asian boy cosplay. Were you trying to attract James Gunn?
No.
Or Bryan Singer.
No. We may have a Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth, are you Polynesian? Are you Hawaiian or Samoan, Tahitian? What's your background?
He's from Laos.
Oh, Laos. Okay.
No, I don't know where he's from.
So, but yeah, this is the idea. This is the idea behind Aloha, the Aloha Hour. We just kind of low key, having some fun.
Yep.
Talking to the Lone Star Squadron.
Chillaxing, drinking an apple cider or
sipping
an apple
on
minute.
a little gin and juice.
Sipping on a little hooch. Come on, Gary, get your hooch.
I don't think any of us had to use our AK today. Gary, did you fire off any rounds today, or was it a pretty peaceful day?
It was a good day.
Yeah,
very good day.
Yeah, I went to the beach. I was I'm pretty sun drained, so my eyes are dry and my wit is not sharpened. I am ready to fall asleep at any moment, but I want to get this done.
Oh, all right. We've got a fellow Hawaiian here. Okay, oh. Sweet Tooth. My wife is Hawaiian,
and I am native. Aloha, Sweet Tooth.
And Talofa. Oh, okay, that means we have someone who at least knows Samoan. Half the people who work for the company I work for are Samoan.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So they hate Tongans, huh?
In the old days, yeah, but we've got a family of Tongans, four. They're two brothers, two cousins, but all from the same family. They were raised by missionaries in Samoa. So they're
Ah.
Tongans who are raised in Samoa and have European last names. Big mix. My company looks like we could either be like a semi-professional football team or a backyard wrestling promotion.
For those who don't know, the Tongans used to capture and enslave the Samoans, and so the Samoans, at least when for my Samoan friends growing up, and granted that was 30 years ago, yeah, they had no love for Tongans. But heck, you know what? That was like almost an entire generation ago. So, things change.
Well, I understand that's still the case in some places in California, that there's some conflict. Here in Hawaii, it's pretty mellow, but
Yeah.
the ratio of, I mean, there's much more Samoans than there are Tongans in Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the question I have to ask though, whenever I hire Samoans, because a lot of my Samoans are semi-retired. A lot of my Soles, yeah, are semi-retired Crips. So I always have to ask somebody if they're gang affiliated and if it's an issue. But for the most part, it's not. It's a little different here in Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Any other good questions?
Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Grown man and Fortnite, like bronies, PUBG, get wrecked.
He's speaking youth speak. Gary, can you translate for us?
What that means, what the young people are saying when they say those things.
Yes, go on.
I don't know what they're saying. Got glasses on. Well, back when I was your age.
See, PUBG is the video game that Fortnite basically ripped off.
Mm.
But Fortnite became much bigger, and kind of the way Overwatch ripped off Team Fortress 2. And get wrecked just means basically, I guess you lose in one sense, basically. And it's us old middle-aged guys talking while I'm drawing this young whippersnapper's game artwork.
In another decade or so, we can launch AARP Comics, and that'll be fun.
No.
Amen Coroner Comics.
Hmm.
Featuring Captain Don't Break Your Hip and
Can you pass me the prune juice?
Yeah, Princess Prune Juice.
Wow, Ethan's been. I haven't talked to him in seems like a while. Seems like.
Well, you've been conventioning. You decided to schedule a convention right in the middle of your Lone Star campaign, which I gotta say was
not right. I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. I'm really hoping that people who, when they decompress, I mean, it's only the first day, and they have time to finally look through their con bags of swag and stuff they collected. They'll look at that card or that poster and be like, I'm going to check out this Indiegogo. And then they're going to see it and they're going to be like, I have to support this book. So that's my long-term plan for the Comic-Con. I totally forgot that I wanted to try to get people to buy it on the spot. Ugh, what a maroon.
So in the future, maybe next year, after you've got a couple of successful Lone Stars out there, and you've told the story arc you want to tell, what would you think about setting Lone Star in the Vietnam War? Now, Lone Star and the Unknown Soldiers aren't there to fight the Vietnam War.
No.
There's something that's preying upon the Vietnamese and the American soldiers at the same time. some
Oh,
sort
you know what?
of
That would be a
entity.
great. Shoot, which one of them is from Vietnam? I think it might be Pastor. That'd be a great origin story for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you start the story with a different member of the squad. Well, actually, they'd all be different. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Anyone after Pastor would be, I mean, like half the guys are from like, Afghanistan and whatnot. So, but yeah, that'd be a cool way to introduce a bunch of new, short-lived, unknown soldiers alongside Lone Star, but get the origin story of one of the team members that's around now. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I could go backwards instead of forward in the story. Yeah. Gosh, there's so much I can do and I want to do, so. Why is this still
saying,
oh,
I think before you refresh some of your existing stuff, I think you should invest.
Isaac, Micah, shush.
I think you should invest your energy into getting the Blacklist universe up and running. Like before you go back and try and repackage some of this stuff, even though those stories look cool, I think you need to at least have 2 runs of Lone Star and one run of the Nuclear Family.
Mm.
And then when you need that mental break, right?
I love this game.
Or you need some time to develop new material, then run something either for Deal with the Devil or Six Gun Samurai.
Yeah, Isaac, and you need a.
Yeah. It may be wise counsel. I will have to contemplate when I cross that bridge. Or when I get to that bridge.
But it'll be interesting because right now you're at 1.1K subscribers on here, right? So you've kind of clicked right on up. And keep doing this, and you keep doing these. Well, you need to do more of those tutorial videos. I think those are very evergreen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I will, but I need to do things that are going to bump me up quickly. Right now.
Oh, that was one thing I meant to ask you. What about advertising on Reddit? Because you can advertise, I think, on subreddits. So, for instance, I think you can purchase like a sponsored post on like our comic books.
Dude, I don't know anything about Reddit.
Do you even use? You're familiar with it?
No,
though, yeah?
no, I've never even used it. I mean, I know I've heard of it, and I know people use it, but I've never.
Yeah. So like. Yeah, you go to Reddit, and then there's things called subreddits. So Reddit's kind of like a big old forum, and then it's got a front page and stuff. But you can dial right down to like /r comic books, and I think it has like I want to say it has like there's 640 some thousand users that belong to our comic books. And at any one time, anywhere between 2 and 10,000 people are on that particular subreddit, right?
Seriously?
And I think you can pay to purchase the top post. You have to set a minimum, you have to set a maximum, and it depends on how many views. But I think you could buy that top post. But yeah, if you go in there and like search Injustice or search Mike Miller on Reddit, you can find people talking about you. It's good stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'll put that on my list.
I bet Gary knows all about Reddit, and he's like, I can't believe Mike is such a Luddite.
I can't believe you're right. It's true, but I don't know anything about Reddit.
Okay.
Nor does he know what a Luddite is.
That is true. That is true.
Gary's not down with the new lingo.
With the new lingo?
No, he's a traditionalist. I know Luddite's an old word.
And there is on 4chan, there's also a comics page, and I think there's a way to do advertising there too. But man, anytime you go on 4chan, it could go either way. And I do
Oh,
know,
really?
I do know beyond anything else, though, you do not want to invoke the wrath of 4chan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
Well, I would. We're supposed to be doing. Ethan and I are supposed to be doing a live stream or an interview or something with Sargon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. He seems to have been really busy. He had some thing in England, some protest thing to cover in England, and then now he's in Greece, and I don't know when that's going to happen. V's the one responsible for setting that up. And are you familiar with V?
Yeah. I talked to V was debating some guys a while back, and I sent him a couple of notes on debating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. V's interesting. Yeah, V and his gypsy magic.
I'm not a gypsy. I'm just Romanian. Romanian.
Yeah, Pixel Trader says 4chan is vicious. Reddit
Yeah.
can be pretty gnarly too. Just depends on how to catch the crowd.
Oh, maybe some of those guys can go do it for me.
Yeah, the weird thing is it seems like YouTube is actually one of the more conservative spaces on the interwebs.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, but what the most popular voices on YouTube that have a political orientation seem to be conservative.
Yeah. I know my wife wants me to get on Crowder so bad. I'm like, hey man, you figure it out. I don't know how to get on Crowder.
I wonder if John De La Rose knows Crowder. He might have a connection to Crowder, or Brett Smith might have a connection to Crowder, because Brett Smith did that Clinton Cash novel,
Right?
and so he worked with Breitbart, and I want to say that what's his face, Bannon actually hired Brett Smith to put that thing together, the graphic novel version.
What does that have to do with Crowder?
Well, Brett Smith's active in that circle a little bit, so either through John De La Rose or through Brett Smith, they might have a connection to that crowd.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this isn't even strapping. Okay, I see.
Because I know Crowder did a shout out and did a post for him on Trump's Space Force.
Crowder did?
Yeah, he did.
No kidding. When?
Just a week or so back, maybe 2 weeks back.
No
it was
way.
right close to their launch. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that how they got up so far so fast?
Well, you're not that far behind them. I think they've just got to find their point of traction, and I think they'll jump out. That their project, if they could actually get really caught up in the normie space and somebody would explain that, they would probably jump out there real big.
Mm-hmm.
But hang on, let me check Indiegogo. So right now, Lone Star Squadron, we are at 27,828 with, and I'm not sure this is entirely correct, but it says 462 backers.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
that's where we are, where we were when we started. Nobody knew. Everybody coming in here is squadron to the core.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
You got a lot of loyalty. We just gotta maybe actually. Gary, does Gary know any Irish drinking songs? Can he give us some musical entertainment?
Gary, oh Danny boy, on 3. 1, 2.
Oh, Danny boy.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You play any instruments, Gary? Maybe a saxophone?
No. I used to play saxophone when I was a wee lad in Ireland. No, in California.
Did you play the traditional Celtic saxophone, or was it the tenor sax?
It was a tenor saxophone, and I played it for 1 year in junior high school.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I wanted to play the saxophone in junior high school, and my dad bought me a clarinet, and
Nice.
so I did not learn the clarinet
Yeah.
because it was not a saxophone. Because saxophones are cool. A clarinet's a clarinet.
Yeah.
What he should have done was introduce me to Glenn Miller, right? And be like, this is what you can do with the clarinet. And then I would have been like, ah.
I think in that one preview we made for you, I found a song from like 1942. And it might have been Glenn Miller, you know. I think it was. I think it was called In the Evening. But I think it was from the Glenn Miller Orchestra because I wanted something that felt, you know, had that middle of World War II feel to it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Grant Hall, Gary, do you have a brother named Cecil?
so mean. All right. Let's catch up on a few chats. Gary Shipman sent me a message. Gary, don't send me messages while we're talking.
Sent you a message when we were talking.
Whatever, man. I just opened my iPad and it said you're sending me messages. So
Here, I'll send you a message. Tell you.
pee break. Oh, this is my old one. I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
Who is Cecil? Why are people saying I'm Cecil?
That would be so funny.
Should we
That would be so funny.
should we explain it to him?
All right. Okay. So
Do
Cecil,
I not want to know? Never mind.
Cecil is like a man of leisure. He's been spending his weekends in the Hamptons. Whenever he shows up on like a stream with Ethan Van Sciver, he has a face mask on. Now, he is not a recreational alcoholic. He is a deliberate professional
He's
alcoholic.
a professional, yep.
Why are they saying that I'm Cecil? I don't even drink.
No, but Cecil sounds kind of like this, and if
Oh,
he was sober, then your voice could kind of pass for his.
Oh, well, thank you. So,
If you had a New York accent and you were about a half gallon of bourbon in, your voice might sound sort of like Cecil's older uncle.
okay.
It's
he
okay,
said,
Gary.
he said your Tommy boy. He said your Tommy boy is kind of like Cecil.
Oh, yeah. It's okay, Gary. They all say I sound like Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought this was the Jack Black show. What am I doing here?
No, Gary Shipman was just crushing Mike's ego. He was like, he's like, what am I doing on Mike Miller's show? I thought I was on Jack Black's show. Why am I slumming with Mike for?
Slumming with Mike.
That's actually the name of the show.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be okay. For the viewers, it would be awesome to have Gary and Cecil in the same room, but somehow I feel like that would be a horrible thing to do to Mr. Shipman.
So Gary is sober Cecil. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about, man.
Yeah, but Gary, that's your milieu. That's just you.
It's almost better that you live in a world where you don't know who
Cecil is.
Yeah.
Gary is the good twin.
Well, it could be like
So am I like the evil Cecil or what?
no, it's the other way around.
You're the good Cecil.
Yeah.
Cecil is the evil Cecil. Cecil's the evil Gary.
Cecil's it's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Well, maybe he's the evil Gary.
Yes. Yeah, so it would kind of be like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are kind of like a reverse Shazam. So, like when you said,
Did someone say Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
All right.
Gary, are you wearing a double XL?
And now imagine this person being on a live stream, and every single live stream that they're on, they're wearing a face mask, and some kind of face mask that is deeply troubling.
Well, why does Mike sound like Richard Simmons?
What do you have against Richard Simmons?
I didn't say I had anything against him. Why do you sound like
Do you hold your body against him?
Oh,
You
no.
sound like Jack Black doing an impression of Richard Simmons.
Oh.
Jack Black likes to impress himself upon Richard Simmons.
Mr. Gary Shipman with the sick burns, spitting hot fire.
They like my Cecil impersonation.
I can't do it. My voice just doesn't get that high.
Yeah.
I'll have to get a cylinder of helium one day and maybe I could do it.
It's true, I'm Cecil. I've just been hiding his mic this entire time. Somebody get me my vodka. Boys.
But the weird thing is, though,
Not on the rocks.
the
Sorry.
weird thing is, though, Gary, is people love this Cecil character. So he'll do these live streams and people will give him hundreds of dollars in super chats just because he's this crazy. He's almost, you remember Andy Kaufman?
Gary,
Yeah.
wait, Gary, think drunk Rip Taylor. That's Cecil.
yeah.
It is. Gary is Banner. Cecil is Hulk.
Yeah.
These comments are precious.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. You were saying, Edwin?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I hope Gary doesn't regret coming on the Aloha Hour with us.
Well, it doesn't-
T Wright says, I like when Mike gets loopy at the end of the night. Sorry, Gary, what?
The Cecil thing doesn't sound too good.
Oh, no, it's not.
You guys aren't painting a very good picture of this guy.
No, it's a cautionary tale.
It's a
tale
cautionary.
He
about
is.
how a man can essentially ruin himself and kill his liver.
All at the same time. It's miraculous.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty certain on like a long stream with Ethan Van Sciver, I'm pretty certain I've seen Cecil like drink a fifth of bourbon
Yeah.
in one sitting. Yeah.
And then switch to the vodka.
Yeah.
It's a dessert drink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The vodka is his cordial, I guess.
Oh, that guy.
Well,
Yeah.
what's the connection? Someone wrote in the chat, Gary will meet Cecil eventually. What's the connection? Why would I meet Cecil?
Oh, just maybe like on a live stream or something. You might once you start interacting with Comicsgate, it may be that you make a guest appearance on somebody's show, or we might eventually have Cecil in. I don't know. Is Aloha Hour appropriate for Cecil?
Oh my goodness, no. Never. Never. I would burst into flames.
Yeah, but sooner or later, you'll probably run into each other.
Cecil is
Okay.
amazing at movie reviews. He reviews movies that are like 60 years old.
Yeah, you know what I'll do, Gary. After we end the stream, I will tweet you his YouTube channel so you can see who this character is. But it's almost like an Andy Kaufman kind of commitment to a performance, if that makes sense.
Oh, so like how he would go into character or something?
Yeah, he stays in character and he's literally getting drunk. I mean, just drinking like an amazing amount of alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I could drink a quarter of the alcohol he drinks and be conscious.
Oh no, no. Oh heck no. I couldn't drink an eighth of what he does. Or a 16th probably.
Yeah.
That guy maybe it's just tea. Maybe he's just drinking tea in an alcohol bottle.
But he makes like a nice foil for Ethan in their chats, yeah. And he does do a pretty good version of My Way. Do you know the lyrics to Frank Sinatra's My Way, Gary?
Not all of it. I know.
Regrets.
Yeah.
I've had a few.
Seems like Mike knows.
And again, too few to mention. Something like that.
Yeah, that's about how Cecil sounds. It's pretty good. That's spot on.
Yeah, at some point I'm just gonna have a Comicsgate chat with myself.
Impersonating everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty good. So yeah, man, I want to see that. I want to see the Lone Star and the Unknown Soldiers in Vietnam. I don't know.
That would be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
And then I got to come on with you sometime, Gary, so we can talk at length about Packins Land, and that might be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do it. I don't think that my system has the muscle to pull it off, because I've tried to do. I want to do live streams where I can show like a little thumbnail of myself, and then like what Mike's doing right now. He can show that, and I can't do that with my machine.
Oh,
So
really?
I guess I'm gonna have to upgrade or something.
I don't know.
Everything comes out real halty or jerky or whatever, and the quality's not real great. So once I figure out how to do it,
Maybe you could get someone else to draw it.
I'll have you draw it, Mike, and
Gary, bust my balls. I have to do in kind.
thank you.
Well, but that's manly behavior, yeah.
Yeah.
You treat somebody with kids gloves. That's not respect.
No.
And sometimes, if you're not getting punched below the belt, it just confuses you, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, gang in the chat, what do you think about the Ragnarok Fortnite final pencils? Next stage is going to inks. I think since I'm done with this and it's getting late and Gary really looks like he wants to go to sleep.
I was sleeping.
During the chat. All right. Well, he Ragna rocks. Oh, that's great, Grant. I love that Grant has Superhero G as his icon, or his whatever you call it. Jim Lee does a good live stream as he draws. What does that have to do with anything, Humphrey?
Is it because he's Asian?
Means step it up, Mike. Come on.
He's Oriental. He's Oriental like me.
Nice.
Except for, vastly more successful. Anyways, he was in medical school before he decided to quit it all and become a comic book artist. His parents were nonplussed. It's interesting. His parents are actually like devout evangelical Christians, and he ended up an atheist.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be even talking about that. I had private conversations with him about it like decades ago.
Oh, good.
That
I'm glad
might
you
be
shared that.
that might be in confidence stuff.
Yeah, but statute of limitations. Going to color your drawing. I'm not going to color it. I'm going to ink it and then I'm going to send it to a colorist. So I'm hoping, I'm going to have my son take both of these videos combined, stick them together, shrink them down to speed drawing of about 1.5 minutes, and then we'll post it around. Like, oh shoot, I missed a spot. Like like Mitch was saying earlier. To remember, Edwin?
What was he saying? No.
Oh, that he was saying that he takes his live stream drawings and he does speed drawings of them and then posts them on different social media to drive traffic, and he says that works too. He sees an increase in support.
Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram and Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will do that. Oops.
And we are going to try and get a little bit more active on the Blacklist Universe Facebook page.
Yeah, it's called Blacklist Comics Group, a la Marvel Comics Group. I know I might change it to Blacklist Universe, but I did that a while before I even had the YouTube channel and everything. So,
Nick P says that we should do a Three Amigos hour.
The Three Amigos. So now you want to change the Aloha hour to the Three Alohas.
No, it'd be another one, another stream. Streaming.
So you just want me on here all day long.
Yeah.
Family? What family?
YouTube's my family.
Yes. Anyways.
We got to find one more person and we can start our barbershop quartet.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. Blah blah blah. All right. Mike streams all day, every day. All right, guys. Well, I'm glad I got to introduce you to in this virtual world that we live in. I hope you had fun. I hope everybody goes to Gary's site or YouTube and sub to Edwin's too. Although Edwin never posts anything on his, so I'm not sure. I went to your page, Edwin, and it's like
I did. You know, I've actually done two things recently. I did a quick stream the other day, and then I interviewed Canellis, diversity in comics artist for Iron Sights, and that was an interesting little discussion, just like a 15-minute real quick interview.
All right, okay, go sub to Edwin's too then. And yeah, please get out there, support and share Lone Star, Art of the Hero, LoneStarComic.com. Gary, would you like to say anything to your new adoring fans?
Yeah, come on by tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a live stream. Sometimes I end up doing two, but for sure one. And we'll have fun, hang out. I'll be doing drawings, and people just chat, and we have fun, laugh. It's all good. And thank you guys for subbing. You know, God bless you all. Have a good evening. Sleep well. Don't text and drive.
Edwin, you want to
drink milk, don't smoke drugs, stay in school.
And with that, YouTube family, Lone Star Squadron, have a good night. Aloha.
Aloha.
Peace.